Here we are in the render mode, and my object has 3 bodies that we're working with, ignore body 7, and each of these bodies has a different material.
In order to have multiple materials in your render, you need to start with multiple bodies to work with.
You want to make sure you're selecting new body and not join when you create new parts of the object. My body 1 is a black opaque plastic. Body 8 is emissive, I'll get back to that in a second, and body 9 is a thin 3mm cap right at the top. So that little bit just right there at the top is body 9. The black plastic is body 1, and the one inside here, this little thing that looks like a votive candle, is body 8. So the body 8 is the part that I have made a type bulb frosted, A-type bulb frosted. That is under appearance, other, emissive. These are all of the kinds of lighting things you have. If you're planning on using the LED that is blue that we have for an option, you could make it blue. So if I wanted to make it blue, I could do that. I could bring it over here, drop it on body 8, bada bang, now it's blue. However, I want this to be a little more dramatic. So we're going to go with frosted white. And it is easiest when you've got multiple bodies, drag it over and put it on the body wherever in your browser, not trying to drag it to here because you end up dropping it inadvertently somewhere you didn't want it and you have to go back and do it over again. And you're going to want a view of your object that you can see a little bit better. Now, this has light on it. You have all kinds of options with your scene setting. How bright is it? Do you want it to get brighter? I don't really need it to be bright because I'm going to add the brightness with the luminance from the emissive component of this. Any other settings that you want to do, if you want, whatever, it doesn't matter. The important thing here is that what you're going to do is an in-canvas render, which is where you're going to start to see, and by the way, when you're doing this, don't move your mouse, don't do anything, just let it render. You're going to see where the emissive component really starts to glow. This is where you will see in your design how the different materials reflect, deflect, shade, or otherwise impact how your light's going to actually function. Now, this rendered view is what you want for your final design in your project when you for your portfolio at some point. It's also useful to see what the computer thinks this is actually going to look like when you're done, right? So in my case, I have the light, which is the width that the strip of LEDs is, as if it were attached to a frosted acrylic, I did frosted glass, but frosted acrylic lid. So the top comes off, but the lights are actually attached to the top. So the rest of it is just the bottom part, but the light comes down, bounces around, and goes out through the holes. Now, if I had perhaps not black opaque plastic, but I had a white translucent or a different color, this might look a little more exciting. You can see here where the light is going to shine through and also where it's not going to shine through. So if this was wooden, for example, you would have a similar effect to the black plastic because the light's not going through the wood. You can see how this is going to take a little bit to render, several minutes. You don't need to sit here and watch this happen, but you can see how it gets clearer and clearer. I will come back and toss in the fully rendered view when it's done so you can see what it looks like. And here you can see, well, first I went in and changed the background because the gray was really just boring. It's been 370 seconds and this is the render that we have. So you could stop here, you can wait till it goes to final, you can capture an image, whatever it is you need to do. If you change your viewpoint, There's that. If you change your viewpoint, it starts re-rendering. So get the view from where you started, and then if you need another view because it's a more complex shape or it really does change what you see from one side to the other, then go ahead and do it again and re-render. So for example, if I was like, yeah, I want to see what the shadows all look like out the holes in my thing, I want this view. You can do that, it's just when you move it, when you move your vantage point, it starts the render all over again. So in another 370 seconds, it'll be back to being as clear as the last one I just captured. But those are some of the things you want to think about. And you probably want to capture more than one view. I mean, you see a very different effect from the top view than you did from the 3/4 view on the side. So, happy rendering, and I look forward to seeing all of those very professional renders in your portfolio.